Hello guys, welcome to Cartooning with Paul. Today I'm going to show you how to draw the Ventriloquist and Scarface from Batman the Animated Series. So come on, let's get started. Well guys, I've got an admission. Yes, the Joker is my favorite of the Batman villains. I love Two-Face. Clayface is a lot of fun. I love the episodes with the Ventriloquist and Scarface. For some reason, they just, the comic books, if you guys read the Batman comic books, the ones with the Ventriloquist and Scarface are so much fun to read. The animated series made that character just jump off of the screen. So without further ado, let's draw the Ventriloquist. All right, so now in drawing this character, we got to keep the Ventriloquist at about 5 heads tall. So what we're going to want to do is, well, first we're going to figure out exactly how to position him. But let's just throw in a head shape. So we're going to work off of a reference piece I found online. I would love to give the original artist credit, but it didn't come with the image. So if you guys know who this is, please let me know and I'll give him a shout out. So what we're going to do, he's only 5 heads tall, so we got 1 head here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's the floor right there. His jacket, let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, jacket will be up here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let's see, the middle of his chest will come down here like that. And so now when you're trying to put together a drawing like this, I mean, I'm working off of reference, but you got to keep in mind, not only are you drawing him, but you got to draw Scarface. So the positioning will have him, let's see, body, his arm will be just very lightly, his arm will be crossed over his body, like so. His other arm, you got to imagine it will be, it'll be up like this. Okay, his other arm is obviously going to be up inside the puppet, so you really just need to figure out exactly where his elbow would be, even though you're not going to see it. So Scarface will be about this big, or that's his body, right? And then his head will be about 3/4 of Arnold Wesker's head. So I'm going to give it a rough shape just like that. And we'll go into it further with detail. But for now, we've got, let's see, the ventriloquist hand will be cupping underneath. Yeah, just like that. Are you lost yet? Don't worry, we're just figuring this out. Okay. Before I go in any further, let's draw in the ventriloquist head. So we've got the horizontal axis right here. We've got his vertical axis like this, and he's wearing glasses. Now the cool thing about his design, and they do it a lot in the comics as well, you don't see the ventriloquist's eyes behind those lenses, which helps in conveying that his whole personality is shining through the puppet instead of him himself. So we've got Arnie Wesker here, right? And he's a very diminutive character. He is not outgoing at all. He's actually the punching bag for Scarface, which is very interesting, seeing that he is Scarface, right? The puppet can't speak without him, so he's really beating himself up a lot of the time. But I mean, he gets, oh, this poor guy. He's not very outgoing himself. He's very nervous. He's very fidgety. But man, oh man, when he puts on that puppet is very, very strong. He's very much the alpha male. And it is so interesting to try to get a peek into what that life is like. So here we go. We've got his head shape, his neck, his lower jaw, it's all one form here. And it just kind of tucks into his shirt like that. He's balding, and he has this wild hair. It's usually always messed up. It comes up like that, and then it comes out like so. Let's see. It's a little dark brown from Back to the Future. Let's see. And there you have it. All right. So we've got Arnold Wesker in here. Let's give him those very nervous eyebrows, just like that. Okay. So now let's see. We're just going to give him his bow tie. It's a little wonky, and he's very disheveled. Okay, we'll just throw that in like that. Now he's turned. His attention is completely on this dummy, right? Which, ironically, Scarface refers to the ventriloquist as his dummy. So let's just draw in that arm reaching across his upper torso like so. We're going to give him, let's see, the shirt cuff. So like I said, his hand is cupping around and holding up Scarface's hand. So we'll just throw that in for a placeholder, and then we're going to draw in Scarface's hand within that hand, and he is giving the little finger gun. Okay, so when we do that, we've got a fist with one finger sticking out, and then his thumb up like that. Now, why am I drawing that first? Because that's going to be in the forefront. It's in front of everything here, so I'm just going to throw that in now, get that over with, and we're just going to throw Wesker's fingers around it like that. All right. So now that I've got that in, let's just throw in Scarface's arm like that. Now Scarface is the leader of this mob, so he's very much the stereotypical Italian gangster from back in the day, right? And his head is shaped, yeah, let's refine that shape a little bit, kind of like this. Okay, his vertical axis, his eyes are going to be up here. All right, so if we're going to draw in Scarface's face, that was redundant. I'm going to give him two very round eyes like so, very lightly drawn. His nose, shaped like this. Triangular, it comes out. Now, back into his eyes, we're going to give him that angry expression. He's likely yelling at some of his henchmen. So there we go. We've got those rounded eyes, and then to really push that angry expression, those pupils go right up into his eyebrows like that. Now he is a dummy, so we've got these lines that will come down. You know, they are in the area of the laugh line, but because he's a dummy, you've got to really push that so that you never forget that this isn't a real person. So that chin will come down. And of course, you always give him the cigar in his mouth. All right. Now, we're just going to angle up his face like this. Got small ears up here. And then we're going to give him a fedora hat. So the hat has to be an extension of the width of his head. Okay, and I'm just going to lightly draw in a curved line like that. And then down here, just above the eyes, I'm going to give him the brim to that fedora like this. It dips down in the front, and then it comes up to the sides, and it goes around like this. You don't want to push this too far, or it's going to look kind of like a cowboy hat. Alright, so now it looks like a bowler hat. So I'm going to give it its band, just like that. And then on the sides, it comes in. So it'll kind of dip up a little bit here like this, and then it'll come down, and now it looks more like a fedora. Okay. Now, his name is Scarface. He has a cut right here in his cheek, and we got the indentations for the stitches. Okay. He wears a white tie over a black shirt, but you can't see that with the hand over it. So we'll just sneak that in like so. And now his other arm, you never see it because it's tucked in behind him. All right. Unlike Alfred, we do have lapels on both Arnie and his dummy. And then Scarface's legs just dangle. If he's going to sit on Arnold's lap, you'll notice that he will take his free arm and he'll adjust Scarface's arms, his legs. Okay, and you have to remember, he's like a 1940s gangster, so he wears spats on his shoes. Okay, and now we'll just finish off Mr. Wesker. So you'll notice that Arnold Wesker is always very disheveled. His suit is always a mess. His hair is a mess. The guy does not spend any time taking care of his own appearance at all. He usually spends most of his time without the puppet on his hand. He'll spend that time very fidgety, very nervous, because Scarface is where he gets all of his confidence. So they really push that hard in this show. Shoes here, and there you have it. Guys, if you like drawing videos like this, I've got some more right over here for you. These would be a great complement to this video. I want to thank you guys so much for drawing with me today. And until the next video, we will see you later.